You want to come on tonight?
No, I'm busy.
How's your shoulder feel?
Good. It feels
Good?
good. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Better than ever.
Can you give us some details on it?
Just banged up. I mean, no different than anybody else getting a nick or a bruise or whatever. It's part of playing an NFL football season. It's going to happen at some point. I don't think there's anybody playing that feels 100% healthy and is totally good to go. Everybody's dealing and handling something that they got going on and trying to make sure they're good and their body's ready to go Sunday.
Did you sense when guys came back, the break was good for everybody, that they kind of helped refocus, kind of get rid of some frustration?
Yeah, I think so. I think we had some good meetings on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really, that kind of honed everything and got everybody, I think thinking the right way and, together on the thought process going into that break. And then obviously, like you said, that break giving guys some time off, some time to go recover and kind of reload and get ready to go in the second half of the season and get rolling.
When you look at all the things that have gone wrong for the offense in the first half, particularly in October, what really stands out to you most? I mean, is it the turnovers? Is it not being able to run the ball?
I mean, I think it's a combination of things. I don't think by any means is it one position group or one specific reason why. It's like the turnovers, not being able to run the ball for a number of different ways, having mental errors. It's been on all of us as a group, and I think like the walkthrough we just had was I think the best walkthrough we've had all year long as far as guys paying attention to their assignment, the technique, and the attention to detail that we just had in that walkthrough. So that was good to see, and I think it just when you play like that for multiple games in a row, something's got to change. You got to have a change of attitude, a change of a mindset, and figure it out. And you got to try different things and figure out how to get it fixed and how to get it rolling.
Did you sense before that there was not attention to detail in previous walkthroughs?
No, and but it was kind of that's how we did walkthroughs all last year, and we were fine. Obviously, last year it was, I don't know, if anybody knew, we'd have fixed it in a heartbeat. But for whatever reason, things weren't going the way we wanted to. We weren't playing the way we wanted to. We were messing up. We were making mistakes that we don't make during the week that we shouldn't be making, and we weren't playing at a level as an offense that we believe we can play at on a consistent basis. So I think in order to kind of get back to where we want to be, the attention to detail and the heightened alertness of what we're doing in a walkthrough, I think just becomes more important.
Does Leonard being back or potentially being back, does that give a mental lift to the offense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's kind of our guy, and he's been out for 7 weeks or now, whatever it's been. So I know everybody's fired up to have him back in the lineup. I think, I know I'm excited to watch him run. I know guys are excited to block for him and kind of see him go. We got so used to him doing his thing last year and watching that and being able to kind of do everything off of that. So not having him, has made us change some of the things we do, but to be able to have him back and healthy and ready to go is exciting.
Are you excited to see how the mix will work between him and Carlos?
Yeah, definitely. We got 3 really good running backs, and those 2 and TJ. So, I'm sure there'll be a plan. The coaches will have something in order on how to get those guys in there and get them touches and all that. I'm more than happy handing it or throwing it to any of the 3.
How differently have defenses been playing you guys in offense this year versus last year? Without Leonard in there, it seems like obviously less guys in the line of scrimmage.
Right, yeah. The obvious stuff, there's more, there's, like you said, there's less guys in the box. I think maybe teams feel as though that they don't have to pressure, don't have to put as many guys up there in order to stop our run. So it's just kind of changed the dynamics of the stuff that we go against on a weekly basis. And I think having, we'll obviously find out. You have no idea what Indy's going to do. They're coming off a bye as well, so I'm sure they've been doing stuff for the past 2 weeks too. But I look forward to seeing how they play us with Leonard back there and healthy.
You recognize the margin for error for your season is really, really small now. And if you do, how do you approach the rest of the year?
I think we put ourselves in the situation. We've created this small margin of error, like you just said, by not winning football games, and we've put ourselves here, and we know we still got a chance, and we got to play really well for the whole second half of the season in order to go where we want to go. But I don't think you can look at it as a whole, as 8 games, as we got to win 8 games in a row or 6 out of the 8 or whatever, however you want to look at it. I think it's one game at a time. Obviously, playing Indy's a divisional game. That's an important one. So it's got to be all your effort and focus and energy on that and finding a way to win. And it's kind of like Doug talked about all week and all last week. You got to win one to get it rolling. So it's all everybody's really focused on right now.
So do you go as far as calling it a must-win this week? A couple of your teammates have.
Yeah, I think they're all must-wins. for me, from here on out, I think we got to win them all. You know, maybe you get lucky and lose a couple, and find a way to still make it. But I think you got to win them all, and for sure starting with the first one.
How much different does it feel getting to the red zone and not coming with a touchdown this year? Last year, you guys were #1 in red zone offense. Now you're third from last. So
Right.
is that kind of a setback within a game?
Yeah. It's I mean, it's one of the struggles that we've had offensively throughout the year so far in the first half of the season. You know, it's kind of opposite. Last year we struggled on third down and we're really good in the red zone. This year we've been pretty damn good on third down and we're struggling in the red zone. So it's continuing to find ways to score points. You know, obviously you can't turn the ball over down there, and 3 points is better than nothing. But we got to find ways to score touchdowns.
Like, how can a receiver earn trust back? Can it happen in practice, or does that have to happen in a game?
Yeah, I got a ton of trust in all the guys that I throw the ball to. You know, whether it's an issue of drops or fumbles or whatever it may be. You know, I know those guys are doing everything they can to make a play and make something happen, and they all know, what's at stake. They know how important it is to take care of the ball and how much we preach and harp on winning the turnover battle each week. So, I got all the trust in the world in those guys, and I think it only continues to grow and get better, through practice and then obviously doing it and showing it out on Sundays in the game.
Does it feel like the second half you're sort of playing for your long-term standing with the franchise?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always are. I think playing quarterback in the NFL, it seems like if you haven't won a Super Bowl, you're fighting every day to keep your job. So, I mean, I kind of view it as I got to show up and earn my keep every single day, and win football games is the only way to do it.
What's been the biggest challenge for you in having so many moving parts at tight end, so many injuries at that specific position? You guys are the only team in the NFL to complete a task to 5 tight ends. What are the challenges for you specifically?
Yeah, I think it's obviously different, right? Because you go through, we bring ASJ in, and he comes in. It's kind of him and O'Shaughnessy and Niles were our 3 guys, right? So you work all off season in OTAs and camp with them, and get feeling comfortable, and got we felt like we had some really good stuff for those guys and some packages and things we wanted to do with having all 3 of them out on the field, and then all 3 of them get hurt, within a couple weeks of each other. So it changes, and we've had David Greenidge and Blake Bell come in and step up and play really well. But I think it just kind of like we just talked about as far as building trust, and more so just a chemistry on the little things you do at a tight end and the routes that they run. So it's it's been a work in progress the whole time, but I think those 2 guys have done a really good job.
Thanks, Blake.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark. Mercedes.